In the beginning, everything was dark, but then Mercedes-Benz came with the W123 series, and then lights came into our lives. Hi, my name is Cor, and welcome to my channel, Driving with Gloves. I always drive with car gloves. Your question might be, why do I drive with gloves? And my answer is, why not? Nowadays, it is common that you have officially different classes at Mercedes-Benz, like the C-Class, the E-Class or the S-Class. But until 1993, it was different. You had a predecessor from the E-Class, but it was not named E-Class. The name E-Class was introduced in 1993 and stands for Executive Class. It was introduced in the 124 series from Mercedes-Benz, which was by then already in production for 9 years. Until then, the E stood for Einspritzung, which means injection. But then the meaning of the E changed into executive. So from then on, the E could even be found on diesel cars. So, as I said before, the 124 series was produced by that time already for 9 years. So there was not invented a new class by Mercedes-Benz, because this class actually started in 1953 with the Ponton. The Ponton was replaced by the W110 in the 60s. In 1968 the Stroke 8, or in German der Strich 8, followed. In January 1976, the W123 series from Mercedes-Benz was introduced in the south of France. And thanks to Nova Car in Ponte Tresa in Switzerland, I had the opportunity today to drive two classic Mercedes-Benz. I have driven a 230e from the W123 series from 1981 and an E320 from the W124 series from 1994. Well, let's start with the 230e from 1981. I want to be honest with you, I was never a big fan of the 123 series, because I thought they were dull and driven only by old people wearing hats and driving very slowly. But today I have to change my opinion, because this car is so good. It drives like a modern car, although it's from 1981, so it's 36 years old now. Now I finally understand why it was used for taxis. It's not very strange that these cars were used as taxis, because look at the space I have. And I'm very tall, because I'm 1.93 m. The build quality of these cars is always mentioned. Just listen. That's the sound of quality. The spacious rear seats, the high build quality and the huge boot made it an ideal taxi. This model was so popular that people had to wait for a new car up to 3 years. And in 11 years' time, 2.7 million were sold. And it even outnumbers the Volkswagen Golf in 1980. Now I have driven an unofficial E-Class Mercedes-Benz. So the next step will be that I drive the first official E-Class Mercedes-Benz. The W124 was built from 1984 until 1998. It was the successor of the W123 series. The 4-cylinder engines used in the 200 and 230e from the W124 models were the same engines as in the W123. If you have seen the episode about the Porsche 911 Carrera Targa, you might remember me telling you that my first car was a 911. That's true, but I didn't tell you then that before the 911 I used at least for 100,000 kilometers the W124 230e from my mother. So my mother's car had the same engine as the W123 230e I drove this morning. And this is the engine we are talking about. It's the 4-cylinder petrol engine from the 230e. It has a displacement of 2,299 cc and a power output of 136 PS and a torque of 205 Newton meters. I adore Switzerland, but what I absolutely dislike in Switzerland are the speed bumps. I am going over one. There is the second one. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. It's incredible, isn't it? Although the 4-cylinder engines came from the W123, the 6-cylinder engines were specially made for the 124, and the 8-cylinder engines came from the S-Class Mercedes. The W124 was delivered in a variety of models. Of course, you had the sedan, but there were also the T model. The coupe came in 1987 and at last the convertible in 1991. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Porsche was not doing so well. So Mercedes helped Porsche to survive by letting Porsche build the exclusive 500e. In 1993, Mercedes-Benz officially renamed the mid-range W124 class into E-Class models. So from then on, officially the E-Class was created. The luggage compartment of the W124 contains 520 liters, but the boot from the convertible is way smaller, only 300 liters. Again a speed bump. For your information. This is the engine of the E320. It's a line 6 with displacement of 3,199 cc and an output of 220 PS. Thank you very much for watching this episode from Driving with Gloves. Thanks to Nova Car in Ponte Tresa in Switzerland, I had the opportunity to drive 2 different generations of E-Class models from Mercedes-Benz. On my right there is a W123 series and on my left there is a W124 series, which was actually the first real generation of E-Class. Don't forget to like this video and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Driving with Gloves. Until next time!